What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rad Up All Night. Man, it's been a while, guys. It has been a week since I've done a live show with you guys. I did one. When was it? When was the Vinegar Syndrome one that we did? We did a Vinegar Syndrome one I did with Dead Pit. They were my special guest. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing once that news dropped about the Vinegar Syndrome orbit debacle. If you guys haven't checked that video out, definitely go check it out. We were kind of right on top of it, you know, with Mark's video, and we just wanted to talk about it. And again, it was a real cool conversation. And again, we based our video off of Mark from Orbit's comments. That's really it. A lot of people seem to like that video. I know other people have kind of chimed in about the situation. I don't think there's been any more that has come out from Mark or from Vinegar Syndrome regarding what's going on with that whole ordeal. But we did do a cool video last week. But man, you guys, shit's been crazy, dude, over here again, as always. And I didn't even get a video out this weekend, which, you know, kind of sucked. So I got to make sure I make up for that this week. I got this tonight. Tomorrow, I'm recording a video that you guys should see Saturday. And I got to probably get one more thing in this week. So definitely a cool video I'm recording tomorrow with a special guest that's going to debut this weekend. And you guys, I think, are really going to like it. It's kind of a part 2 of something that I did not too long ago that people seem to like. So hopefully you guys will dive in if you really like nostalgia and gateway horror and stuff like that. But I wanted to go live tonight. It's been, like I said, a crazy week. I had someone at work that needed time off, so I was covering all their shifts, and it's just been nuts. So not a lot of sleep at all, but I knew I wanted to go live tonight. I knew I wanted to chat with you guys tonight. I'll try to get some of the chat. I can't get to everybody because I have a lot I want to kind of discuss here. Super chats are open. If anybody pops on one of those, I will get to that comment for sure. But I'll try to hit the comments up a little bit. But I was on Instagram today. If you're not following me, it's at Born2beRad on Instagram. And last night I posted a picture of this Anchor Bay Elvira VHS tape for Mistress in the Dark. It's a really cool edition. It's an old school Anchor Bay. So you guys know me, one of the co-hosts of the Anchor Bay Archives podcast. It's a new podcast we just started with me and CK over at Dead Pit Radio. If you guys haven't checked that out, follow us on Instagram at Anchor Bay Archives. Find us on Spotify and iTunes. And definitely, if you guys check us out, leave us a review. It really will help keep the ball rolling for this podcast. It's a different podcast than what you normally focused on with horror and movies and stuff. We're talking primarily about old school retro physical media and the company Anchor Bay. So it's something a little bit different we're bringing to the table, but it seems like a lot of people are excited about it, especially because they feel like they're really part of it with what we're doing with the Instagram page. If you guys haven't checked that out, basically you're all part of the Instagram page. You post anything Anchor Bay on your Instagram, choose Anchor Bay Archives as a collaborator. We'll review it. If it looks like something that we would like to display or promote on our page, we'll accept it. And then when people go to the Anchor Bay Archives Instagram, they'll see your picture and it'll have your name on it and stuff like that. So it's very, very cool. A lot of people are jumping in on that, and I really do appreciate it. And we've got some cool episodes coming up. We're going to be doing things like interviews. We're going to be bringing people from behind the scenes to talk about specific releases. We've got a lot of great ideas we're trying to pull the trigger on right now. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open for new episodes, which will be on the YouTube channel in video format, and then also on iTunes and Spotify. But anyway, I posted a picture of that VHS tape, and I also posted a picture of an Elvira autograph. And I had someone come through and say, man, like, I'm curious about what you got for autographs. And I was like, you know what? I did do a video talking about my autographs slightly. We did one with Dead Pit and Wet Movie 1. We did like an autograph collection, just showcasing some of our favorites. But if you didn't know, I did a video right before I built this studio called my Autograph Wall of Fame. And this was something that I had done ever since I got my own place. I created a wall that was specifically for autographs, mostly 8x10s. I did this at my old condo. When I got here, this wall behind me was complete autographs, 8x10s from ceiling to floor, all the way across. It was insane. And I did a video showcasing that if you guys weren't subscribed at the time, before I took them all down, because I decided that I was going to make this into this studio. So I do have quite a bit of an autograph collection now. What's nice about my autograph collection is that I got these within the last like 20 years, right? So when you think about conventions now and autographs now, everything is so skyrocketed in price. I was very fortunate to have started an autograph collection early on. So a lot of the autographs that I have, I got for a really good price. Um, and I was heavily into autograph collecting, and it could be on 8 by 10s, posters, physical media, a bunch of different things. I was really big into it for a while. And then as I basically got priced out, put it that way, I got priced out of it. And also, it got to a point where I felt like I almost had everybody I really wanted. So I wasn't really going crazy with autographs because it was a lot of repeat guests at conventions and stuff like that. And I just kind of got out of it. So now I do go to the conventions, but I honestly, as we'll talk about today, like I really narrow it down. Like I might look and be like, okay, I'm gonna get two, because they're expensive and because there's not many I need anymore, any that I really want. But back in the day, when these autographs were $10, $20 a piece, I used to go to these conventions and come home with freaking 10. So I accrued a big collection since then. And I took them off, and I'm going to showcase just my 8 by 10 stuff today. When it comes to movies, I have a wrestling one that I'm not going to talk about today, all wrestling stuff. And then I have this. So this is where my autographs are now. So as you can see, this is a binder, and all my autographs, my 8 by 10 autographs are in this binder. Where they used to be framed, they all were framed at one point. I do have more autographs framed around the house. I got an autograph over here, Rowdy Piper. I got the Warriors cast. I got Friday 13th. If you look behind me over there, I've got Johnny Depp on an Elm Street. I've got Doug Bradley right there. I've got George Romero and Ken Faree right there. And then at the bottom, I have Quinn Lord from Trick or Treat. So I do have a lot of autographs sporadic through the house. Like I have some on posters and one sheets and art prints and all this stuff. But today, I just want to go through some of this book. I may not be able to get through all of it. There's a lot in here. So that's why I called this part one. I could have freaking 10 parts of this thing. But I want to just kind of go through some of the ones that I have, and then hopefully I can kind of tell some stories about them. And I know you guys really like to hear stories. So I want to kind of go into it and kind of talk about my experience meeting people and stuff like that. So thank you, whoever it was. I think his name was Chris, who commented on my Instagram and said, "Hey man, I would love to see more of your autographs." He kind of inspired me to do this show tonight. And like I said, guys, super chats are open. I see people chiming in. Thank you, everybody who's here. Hello, hello. I will try to get to some of you guys, but I've got a lot here. And if I don't start going after it, I'm going to be here all damn night. So I'm going to see how I'm going to do this. I might just take these out and kind of talk about them, but then it's going to be getting them back in. It's going to be a pain in the butt. All right, let me see what I can do here. So I'm going to try to shift myself here. I see Hossage. What's up, man? What kind of autographs am I after? I don't know. You know, I don't know. If I go to a convention, which I like going to conventions primarily for the social aspect now, I usually will meet up with people. But if there's specific guests and I look at the guest list, I'm like, oh, I got to go to this to meet this person, this person, this person. It might usually be for a picture or more or less an autograph. But I really narrow it down now because, you know, prices are just crazy now. And it's just, sometimes it's just hard to justify spending all of that for an autograph. So as much as I'm an autograph collector, I was a big autograph collector. I'm not as much anymore, but I do know there's some out there that probably are watching this right now or on the replay. But I think whoever is, even if you're not autograph collectors, I'm sure you'd kind of like to see and hear some of the stuff I'm going to talk about here. But I'm going to show my first one. Now, this one is super special to me. It is honestly one of the first autographs that I ever got. Not the first. I don't even know if I can remember the first, but one of the first. This was one of the first conventions I ever went to. I traveled to New Jersey. This was the farthest at the time that I ever traveled to a convention because I'd heard about horror conventions for a long time. And there was one that started coming around me called Rock and Shock. So if you know the Northeast, Boston, Rock and Shock was the place to be. I remember going to like the first year and all that stuff. And then I loved it. Like, it was such a cool experience. I really loved it. Just being in that environment, because before things like YouTube and all this, like before I was doing this stuff, I was always a big physical media collector. I was always a big horror fanatic, movie fan. I always was pretty much my whole life. But I have a bunch of friends that like kind of were like, they were, but like I was the nutty one. I was the one that was doing shit like this. I was the one that was, getting the most stuff. I was the one that needed everything. Like, they were kind of a little more conservative when it came to the collecting, but it was cool because, every Tuesday, me and my friend Keith made it a point to meet up, look at all the flyers for Best Buy, Circuit City, go grab, we used to go to this place called Jay's Deli, or Jim's Deli, it was called. And we used to get a sandwich, and then we'd go to all the spots and we just buy shit every Tuesday. It was a ritual, it was a routine that we did for, in my head, it felt like years that we did this. And I have another friend, Mike, who was really into horror. He'd come to the conventions with me. He'd start collecting and stuff. But, a lot of these people just got priced out. A lot of these people ran out of space. A lot of these people just gained other interests. And I always kind of stuck to it, right? And I wasn't worried about a lot of that stuff. But this was one of the first conventions I traveled to. Now, the reason I traveled to this convention in New Jersey, what's up, Vanderhoff? I see you saying you were in New Jersey too, was Monster Mania. That was like my first convention I ever went to when I traveled. And that was about a 5-hour drive for me. And I knew I needed to go because there was a Lost Boys reunion. And you know me, the Lost Boys is like one of my favorite movies of all time. And I needed to be there, right? I needed to be there. This is going back to like maybe 2007, maybe. But one of the first people I had met was Corey Haim. And I got a bunch of shit signed from him that day. So this is an 8x10 of Corey. It's actually a really nice picture. I think this is a real cool image of him. But like, I had to go. I had to go meet him. I was a huge Corey's fan growing up, and when I saw that the Lost Boys reunion, I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. What is this? Oh man, Anthony. Super chat, Anthony. What is up, dude? Oh man, great to see the channel growing as always, brother. Thank you for a great content. Thank you so much. It's challenging, guys, and everybody who does content on the regular, they deserve all the praise too. It is not easy to do this. And when you have other things going on in life, it's really hard to keep the content going. But honestly, like, I love doing it. Like, I hate saying this, it's weird. I almost feel like I was meant to do something like this. Now, is it YouTube? Is it hosting? I don't know, but like, it comes natural to me. It really just does. I mean, I was a pro wrestler in the indies for a couple of years. Maybe that helped, right? I don't know. You guys, if you know me, I was heavily into reality television tryouts. I was almost on The Real World. Like, I mean, these are all things where I can say that this type of thing just comes very easy to me. Like, guys, I'm on 4 hours sleep tonight. Yeah, last night. And it's 11:53 my time, and I'm over here talking. I've got all this energy still, because as much as I love what I do, I really, really do. This to me just feels right. Like, I don't know what it is. And I appreciate everybody who comes in here and hangs out and watches the content. And, if you guys could, I mean, how do we help the channel grow? I'm only one person. So what I need from anybody watching this or my videos, if you like any of the content that I'm putting out, guys, share the videos out. I don't care if it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you're part of groups. Share something out if you feel like it would work with the environment that you're in. I would really, truly appreciate you guys sharing the stuff and getting more people to check this out. Because again, it really does feel natural, and I wish I had more time to dedicate towards it. And I feel like I've got boatloads of ideas here, and it's just finding the time to get it all done. So thank you, Anthony. And if you guys don't know, Anthony was somebody that I met through YouTube. He was actually he's been a friend of Dead Pit's for a long time. Him and I have collabed on Dead Pit shows before. He has his own channel. Anthony, put it down there. It's I Love Resident Evil or something. I know you changed it. I know you got a couple channels, but really cool dude Anthony is. And you know what? He's big into the convention scene too. I've met up with him at Chiller Horror Convention. He's worked Monster Mania conventions. Like, he's in the convention scene. So it's cool that he's here checking this out tonight. So Anthony, thank you again, dude, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And I will get to this again, but really quick for you, we were talking about Haim. Let's do it. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. So yeah, Haim was a great meet. This was the time when they were doing the two Corys show. When they did this reunion, and it was an interesting environment because Corey Haim and Corey Feldman were not speaking at that convention, so they had them separated. Now, this could have been a real life beef, or this could have been, we have to do this for the show. I don't know if it was a work or a real or what, but the way they did it was like Feldman was with Susie, Feldman was with Jameson Newlander. They did Frog Brothers stuff. They did a panel, a lot of Frog Brothers stuff. They were kind of by themselves. Then you had all the Lost Boys and you had Haim. So they were kind of off and doing their own thing as well. So they had them very separate. And it was pretty cool because like they did a concert with G. Tom Mac. They did like Cry Little Sister live. Corey Haim was on the bongos. Brooke McCarter was there doing some stuff as well. Maybe he was on the bongos. I don't know, but they were playing instruments. But that same weekend, I had gotten this. I had gotten a DVD of the Lost Boys signed by Corey Haim as well. And then I also met Feldman, and you can't see, like, it's down here. This was before he made it a point to personalize everything, which he does now. And he does that now because in his head, he's like, I'm going to charge you more to not personalize this because I don't want you to just be coming to meet me to sell my shit. I kind of get it in a way, right? Like, I almost feel like more celebrities will pay, like, ask for more money for them to personalize it because it takes more time. But I get what he's saying. Like, I think his price is a little bit outrageous now. At the time, I think this might have been $25, $30 tops, maybe. I think Haim was 25 at the time, or maybe 30, because them two were kind of in like a separate area. So they were kind of more of like the main guests of that show. So I got 2 things from Haim signed that night. No, maybe I got 3 actually. I think I got 3 things from Haim signed that night. And I think 2 things from Corey Feldman, I think. But it was a great experience. That was one of my first. Oh, there, there he is. You're going to go find him. If you guys are big fans of Resident Evil stuff, games, movies, you go check out Anthony. Thanks, my man. Thank you, Vanderhoff. I appreciate that. And Haim was a good dude, man. Haim was so appreciative that day that I met him. And it was like he was assuring people, hey guys, I'm getting my career back in order. Like, this is the start. No more bullshit. And literally he was gone like the next year, basically. So I must have met him a year before March, a year before he passed is when I met him that first time. And then I met him a second time in October at Rock and Shock. He came to my area and I got him to sign my Lost Boys poster. So I had met him twice before his passing, but grateful to have done that. Now, I don't have these in any specific order, really, but this is kind of nerdy and all. But being a big Haim fan, what I was doing for a while, like if Haim had any specific relationship with specific people, or he did a movie with specific people, and I met those people, I'd try to get a picture of them with him. This was like after he passed. So I did. And, it's kind of awkward too, because, he's passed. He has certain relationships with people. You bring a picture to the person and be like, hey, can you sign this? And it is a little bit weird, right? I get it. But I had met Nicole Eggert at Chiller Theater Convention. and I had her sign this. So this is a picture of her and Corey Haim, because if you guys didn't know, they dated for a long time. They've done a bunch of movies together, but I had her sign this 8x10 of her and Haim, which again is kind of, I think, must have been kind of weird, right? Like an old boyfriend who died. Hey, can you sign this? But I don't know. It's just what I did at the time. So I always thought that was kind of a unique piece to have. And to be honest, the dude in front of me that was getting a poster signed had a poster for, I was actually jealous, Blown Away, one sheet. And I was like, damn it. Like I should have had that. But yeah, he had the one sheet of Blown Away that she signed. And then I was right behind him and I had her signed to this. And she was great. I mean, she, at the time, I mean, it was a very small talk at the time. But this next one on the back is more Haim Feldman stuff. Now, this is Meredith Salinger from Dream a Little Dream. And I never met Meredith Salinger at all. But my friend knows I'm a huge fan of the Coreys. And she was going to a convention, I believe it might have been like Chicago or something. She's from there. And we were talking on, must have been Facebook at the time. I think it was Facebook. And she had mentioned she was going, and I was like, oh man, Meredith Salinger's going to be there. That's so cool. And she's like, oh, I can, if you want, I can grab you her autograph. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So, this was the autograph she got me, Meredith Salinger. It says, Garrett, dream a little dream of me, Meredith Salinger. So, yeah, very cool of her to do that for me back in the day. Let me see. What's up, Knight? I see you guys. Guys, again, thank you all for being here. I said I couldn't do a lot of the chat because I have so much to talk about, but I appreciate you guys being here. 100%, man. Let's do it. Let's build the community, that rad community. You guys keep the engine rolling over here. Do I remember what I said to him and what he said to you? Corey Haim? I 100% do the first time. The first time I met Corey Haim, he came in, he's like, hey man, what's up? And I was like, hey man, big fan, blah, blah. And I was saying, I'm currently collecting all of your movies on physical media. I said, I'm really having a hard time finding Just One of the Girls. And that was a hard DVD to find at the time, was Just One of the Girls. He's like, yeah, that was a hard one to find. And I'm like, yeah, man, do you have any idea? Like, where can I get this? And he looked at me and he was like, eBay, man. eBay, he said to me. And that was the extent of the conversation that I remember. And then we like hugged and did a little like fist bump, slap, and took a picture. And I have a picture with me and him kind of sitting at like this VIP table type of couch thing or whatever. So very, very cool. And that was the first time I had met him. And that really just kind of stuck with me. But I don't remember what we said the second time. I don't remember, but I definitely remember that first interaction with him. Definitely, guys. That's another way to support the channel. If you guys don't want to share the content, definitely hit the like button. That is an easy, free way to support the channel, is just to smash the like on any of my videos or streams, because YouTube likes that. If they see a lot of people liking a video, then they push it out and say, hey, maybe you should check this out. So again, I do have these kind of organized because all I'm seeing is Corey Haim and Feldman stuff. So this is another one that I had was like the three. So you got Newlander, Feldman, and Haim. So these are all signed by them on here. And I did get this during that Lost Boys reunion. So that was another picture that I got that year as well when I met them. So that's kind of cool to have them all signed on here together. So I thought that was pretty cool. And on the back, now this is something that one of my most prized possessions in my collection is a Lost Boys poster signed by pretty much the whole cast. I need like 2 or 3 more people that are still living. And one of them is Diane Wiest. I've never met Diane Wiest, but I sent in for this way back in the day. I don't remember where. It could have been eBay. It could have been an autograph site. I don't remember. I've never met her, but I did get this because I just needed to have this in my collection. So I don't have any stories about her because I didn't meet her, hoping someday maybe, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, she's old now, and I don't know if she does any kind of conventions anymore. And I would absolutely love to get her on my Lost Boys poster before anything happens to her and she's still out there. But yeah, maybe someday. That would definitely be somebody I would pay whatever to get her on that poster. So that was something I sent in for somewhere at some point in time, was that Diane Wiest autograph. But this next one is Lost Boys related as well. Thank you, Jamie. She says, give the thumbs up a little tickle. It's fun and I like it. Thanks, Jamie. Let me see. All right. This one I do have a story about. So this is Edward Herrmann, who played Max in The Lost Boys. And it says, hey, Garrett. Oh, man. With, I don't even know what he says. Best wishes or something. Edward Herrmann, Max. Now, rest in peace. He's another Lost Boys actor that passed away. You guys might know him from Richie Rich and other movies as well. He was a great guy to meet. I think I met him twice as well. I did. I met him twice. I met him at Chiller Theater once, and then I also met him at Horror Hound, which was the only Horror Hound I attended. He was there as well for a Lost Boys kind of reunion, and that was in Indianapolis or something like that. Very nice guy. Very, very cool. Gilmore Girls, I never watched it, but I know he was in that, yeah. Awesome dude. And one of the coolest things I ever got signed from him was not even this picture. I got him signing, he signed a big, I have it displayed in a glass case over there, a big container of garlic. And it said, I like garlic, but it's a little much. Edward Herrmann. So that was one of his lines from The Lost Boys. So I thought that was kind of a creative way. I get to a point where I was like so heavily into collecting. I was trying to find unique items to have these people signed, like maybe things from a movie or that they could write a quote on. So that was during one of those times that I had him do that. So very cool meeting him. I was lucky to meet him twice because he has since passed. So very cool experience. Man, I am never going to get through this book. The other one I've met him a bunch of times too, and that is Sexy Sax Man, Tim Capello. I still believe now this was during his first ever appearance. It took a while for people to find this guy. He did a live performance. It's actually funny because I went down to, man, I always forget the name of this convention. It was down south. It was Tim Capello's first appearance where he performed live. Man, I wish. Okay, so I met up with Pizowl there back in the day. This is before I had a YouTube channel. This was just, I knew Pizowl because he had a YouTube channel. He was part of Dead Pit's message boards. Him and I had talked a lot on Facebook, and we traded some shit at some point, and we became friends, and we started doing the WrestleManiac show. So I knew him, and then there was another content creator at the time, B Junior, Barry. They were doing a podcast called The Sausage Factory, and so I met up with Piz and Barry, and I took a plane down south to this convention, and I can't remember what the name of it was. If for whatever reason Piz is watching this live, let me know what that was called. But we hung out that weekend and saw Tim Capello live, and that's where I got this thing signed. During the first Lost Boys reunion, I got G. Tom Max autograph. Rock the Sister. So he's the lead singer. He's the singer that did Cry Little Sister as well. So I met him. Let me see. During that first Lost Boys reunion, I met Laddie. So that was kind of cool. I do need to meet him again. I do need to meet Laddie again. Because when I met him at the first convention, when I met him there, I didn't have my Lost Boys poster at the time. So luckily I'd met all these other people after, but I'd only met him that one time. So he's one of the people that I need on my damn poster. And it's not that he doesn't do conventions. He just hasn't been around here. And every time I see a Lost Boys reunion, I always email the company and be like, can you please get him to come? Because, you know, I need him and I just want him to be driving distance so I can get him on there. So yeah, it was, no, James, it wasn't Scarefest. I don't know what it was. I forget what it was. Yeah, I've met Corey Feldman a bunch of times. Now, the next one is one that I sent in. So, if you guys remember, Horror Hound did the Jamie Lee Curtis meeting. It was like the first ever. Well, they also had a mail-in. If you couldn't attend, you could mail in. I think there was only a certain amount of spots, but I did it. I did it, and so I was able to get the Jamie Lee Curtis autograph that they did for the whatever that Horror Hound weekend convention was. Like I said, I couldn't make it. So they did this thing where they were like accepting online. You could order it, and I just had it ordered. So that's kind of cool. Have never met her at all, but it's cool to have that signed. So I was glad they did that. I jumped all over it. But yeah, so that was Jamie Lee Curtis. That's a big one for the collection. I know a lot of people probably want that one, but that was a big one. Sorry, guys, I'm doing a lot of talking here. The Jamie Lee Curtis, it cost a lot at the time, but I mean, you guys are going to remember that even then, it's not like it would be now. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis now, I mean, it was probably double what I paid for it back then. I don't remember what I paid, but it's definitely not what you would think it would be now. Now, this next one, I had never met her, but I bought this online. I don't remember where I got it. Could have been eBay. It could have been. It's hard doing autographs on eBay because you really got to make sure you do your due diligence because, you know, anybody can fake stuff, right? So I never got to meet her, and I wish I did because she has since passed. And this is Terry Garr. And obviously, you know, one of my favorite movies is Firstborn. So I needed this. And I'm so glad I got it because she has since passed. And I thought she was somebody I would meet at Chiller and stuff, but nah, I had to order this at one point, add it to the collection because I didn't think I was ever going to meet her. And I'm glad I did because I'm sure her autographs now are pretty expensive if you're trying to get it because she has passed within the last couple of years. So Terry Garr is definitely a cool one to have. This next one I met at a convention. I don't remember which one, probably Rock and Shock. And that is The Hitchhiker. He said, Ed Neal. He said, it's a good picture. It's a good picture. He wrote, to Garrett, you like head cheese? Ed Neal, The Hitchhiker. I love The Hitchhiker. So I definitely needed that. And then another one I met at, man, I don't remember. It could have been Rock and Shock or something. Marilyn Burns, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, glad I met her. She has since passed as well. Rest in peace. I don't remember. It must have been Rock and Shock, maybe. Terry Garr was great in Mr. Mom, 100%. She was in Friends too. Speaking of Texas Chainsaw, I had met, I don't remember what this dude's name is now. You guys can help me out. There was some kind of reunion I went to, and you have Gunnar Hansen, and you have the dude who played Leatherface in like the 3D one. I don't know who the heck that is though. So they were both there, so I had them both sign this. Rest in peace, Gunnar. So yeah, whatever that dude's name was, I forgot. I really don't remember. And then speaking of that, I got this was at the convention that I met up with Piz, whatever the hell that was called. And that is from Texas Chainsaw 2. And you got Caroline Williams and Bill Johnson, right? Leatherface. So I got the Texas Chainsaw 2 with the double autograph on there. So this was cool. Let's let's see. All right, the next one I got at Rock and Shock at one point. One of the nicest dudes I'd ever met. Great guy. One of the coolest horror movies ever. I haven't really talked about it too much on this channel. It's definitely a holy grail of top tier horror for me, and that's Michael Berryman from Hills Have Eyes. It says "Stay sharp," Michael Berryman. So definitely one that I wanted to get at forever. Like when I first started going to conventions, Michael Berryman was on like my bucket list of someone I wanted to meet. Absolutely love Hills Have Eyes. I love Weird Science. So he was such a nice guy. Very, very nice guy. This other one right now is I would say is pretty rare to have. I had a huge crush on her growing up from the movies that she was in. I thought she was super attractive. She's had some rough times. When I met her, she seemed to be going through a lot. She's changed a lot. She got out of Hollywood. But I was a big fan of hers and I knew I had to meet her. And it was kind of one of those things where like she went missing for a while and she showed up at Rock and Shock as like a special guest. And then she kind of came. And then I think she is kind of off. I don't know what she's doing now. I really don't. But that's Jenny Wright from Near Dark. To Garrett. It says all the good stuff. Jenny Wright. Took a picture with her. So cool. I Madman. She was in Young Guns. She was in the one with what's it called? She's in the one with what the hell's his name, dude? Anthony Michael Hall, that cool movie that like doesn't have any physical media release. She was in that. But yeah, I was a big fan of Jenny Wright. So she was in Pink. Oh, I didn't know that she was in Pink Floyd's The Wall. That's pretty sick. So it's unfortunate. She was a good actress back then, and just kind of, I don't want to say she became a recluse, but I mean I don't know. Even when you listen to the documentary on the Near Dark disc, a lot of the other people like we don't know where she is, like, you know, and this was a long time ago. This was before I met her. They recorded that. And they said, oh, you know, we hope she's good and we don't know where she went. And so, yeah, so that was cool to meet Jenny Wright. Here's another one I met. I don't remember where. It could have been maybe Monster Mania or something, but Catherine Hicks from Child's Play. This is a cool picture. And then on the back, I have this one. So I got Alex Vincent, and then I've got friggin' Chucky there. Oh my god, I'm losing my damn mind. What the fuck is his name? The guy who voiced Chucky. Oh my god, I'm losing it, guys. I told you I didn't have a lot of sleep. But I had Alex Vincent right. Let's play Hide the Soul. So that's cool. So I got some Child's Play stuff here. I've met Alex Vincent a couple times. I think I have him on like 3 items. Got him on the one sheet. I got him on the DVD box set. Brad Dourif, thank you. And I got Brad Dourif on the one sheet. I got Brad Dourif here, so I had gotten him as well. Now, here's a character that I absolutely love from the 80s. I love this character. I've talked to this guy a couple times online. I've tried to maybe... When I first got onto YouTube, one of my goals was to like... I don't like do a lot of interviews. I like them, but they don't really do well for the channel. Like, I don't think a lot of people care that much unless it's somebody totally different. But I really wanted to talk to this guy, and I still may. We had something booked, and then he kind of had to back out. But I always liked this character, and he played this same kind of character in many 80s horror movies. And again, I'm losing my mind on his name. Oh, I know. And it's Tom Fridley, who played Court in Friday the 13th, Part 6. I always just thought he was like the raddest dude ever. He's in Summer Camp Nightmare in like the same outfit, basically, as this character. And he said, Garrett, thanks, you're the best. And then Court, Friday 6. Tom Friedley. I think he's the nephew of John Travolta, actually. But he was in a lot. What else was he in? Chopping Mall. He was in Summer Camp Nightmare. He was in Friday 6. I think there was something else he was in too back in the day. But I always found him such a cool, rad character. But yeah, I mean, he agreed to come on the channel, and this was like back when I had like less than like 1,000 subs. I think I was like, it was like within my first year on the channel, and we had chatted for a bit, and he's like, oh, absolutely. And you know, he actually was going to try to get the chick from part 6 to come on with him. And you know, I was like, yeah, if you want, that's cool, you know. But I really just want to talk to him about some of these roles, and especially with Summer Camp Nightmare and like the status of it, if he knows anything. So yeah, you know, I could reach out to him again. I just don't know. It would have been more for me. Like, I don't know if many people would give a shit really, but for me, he was like somebody I really thought was super cool, and I think he'd be somebody to chat with. I haven't seen him since this, so I mean, I don't know how he is. He was kind of wild when I met him back then, so he could still be that way. But the other one I have here, amazing picture, amazing guy, Derek Mears. It says "Stay out of the lake." Derek Mears, Jason. Look at what a cool freaking image this is, huh? This is sick. Derek Mears is probably one of the nicest dudes I ever met. And I say this all the time. I feel bad for Derek Mears. Derek Mears had some big roles that got cut really short that could have helped his career move in a real crazy direction. Being Jason in the Friday rehashes and Swamp Thing and all that stuff. So I had met Derek twice and got 2 Friday 13 things on. I got a teaser poster for this movie, and I got this 8x10. So I'm looking now that I got this guy dated it. So I got this in 2013, and oh my god, I'm like losing my mind with the names. I can't read it. This was at Chiller. I can remember meeting him. Guys, help me out here. What the frick? We got Basket Case. What the hell's his name now? I can't read it, but yeah, this was at Chiller Convention. He had the basket, he had Belial there, like little mini Belials. My thoughts on Hills Have Eyes remake, I love it. Not better than the original, but I love it. And at Chiller, I also met, which again, love this person. Every time I meet her, she is super nice. I met her a couple times. And Patty Mullen. So to Garrett, want to date Patty Mullen, Frankenhooker. Such a cool woman. She's so fun. So if you ever see her somewhere, I highly recommend going to talk to her. And now she's doing like the she's dressing up in the Frankenhooker costume. I kind of would love to meet her again and do kind of a photo op with that. But at the time, she was not. And I had met her, Henenlotter, and James Lorenz, all from that movie. They were together at like a reunion thing. So I was able to meet all of them. So which is kind of cool. And the next one, everybody's favorite, Jason. Ari Lehman, Jason 1. So I have a couple Ari Lehman autos. And then on the back is Anthony Michael Hall. This is to Garrett, all the best. Anthony Michael Hall. I met him a couple times, and I have a couple items signed from him. And there was one item I do have that I want him to sign. Up there in a glass case, I have Ole Huckleberry from Halloween Kills, and I wanted him to write Evil Dies Tonight on it and sign it, but he's charging a lot of money now. Like, especially if it's like one of those weird things where it's like, if you bring, like if I brought a bat, right? Like he would charge 80, but if I brought a bat, he'd be like 120, right? Like stupid shit like that, which is like, you know what? I got his autograph a couple times. I met him a couple times. I've taken pictures with him a couple times. I don't know if I need, even though it'd be cool, maybe in an orange paint pen or something to be on that bat. But I don't know. I kind of didn't get it last time I saw him because I was just like, yeah, price is just too much. What up, Jerry? You should come down. I want to come down to Mohawk. That's like one of my bucket list things to do for sure. Tom Matthews. Booying. I've actually never met Tom Matthews, to believe it or not. I have a Tom Matthews autograph on a Return of the Living Dead poster, but it was an autograph poster that I got when I ordered the documentary. But I've never met Tom Matthews ever. I've seen him at a convention before, but I never had got him. But this one I got at Monster Mania, and this is Monica Keena from Jason Goes to Hell. From what else was she in? The remake of Night of the Demons. So that's pretty cool. So I got Monica Keena, and this is a real cool one. So this one I sent in for a long time ago. So again, I don't know if this was like a private signing or some kind of autographs website, but I got this signed by her, and then I've met Robert Englund, I think about 3 times, and I got Robert to sign this once. So this is pretty sick. This is dope. So this is Robert Englund and Patricia Arquette. So this is a pretty dope item. So again, Robert signed that when I met him, but I ordered this off of like a site a long time ago. So again, it came with certificate of authenticity and stuff like that. She's someone I never thought I would ever meet. So when I saw that, Monica Keena could have been a huge star. She, I think she had a little rough patch after Night of the Demons. She started dating, what's his name there? Guys, I'm losing my mind. John Connor. She started dating him. It kind of went off the rails. So, yeah. I might have more. I don't know if I have more autographs in Wet Movie. Wet Movie probably has more. He just doesn't have anywhere to showcase them. Edward Furlong. Yes, I met Edward Furlong as well, twice. But yeah, they were dating for a while after Night of the Demons. And when I met her, they were dating because they were together at that thing where I met him and her together. But yeah, that Patricia Arquette one is cool. I don't know if I'd ever have a chance to meet her. I loved Patricia Arquette. Still do. I had a huge crush on Patricia Arquette from this movie, from obviously True Romance was the big one. So yeah, I'm a big fan of her, and glad to have this. And if she ever comes around at a convention or something, I mean, I'll be sure to spend the money to meet her for sure. Here's another time. Oh no, this isn't Robert. But I met Heather Langenkamp a couple times, so this is a picture I got. So I met her a few times. And here's another Robert Englund one right here. It says to Garrett, sleep kills. Freddie, Robert Englund's pretty cool. I like when they sign big like that. So that's pretty cool. Here's another one. What the heck is Zachary something, I think. Scott Farkas. Say uncle. So I met him at Monster Mania. He was there probably the same time Monica Keena was there for Freddy vs. Jason stuff. Another one was Kincaid. And then Dag Furch. I have him signed on this. And then I have him signed on my Rob Zombie Halloween DVD. I don't know where I got this. Maybe he might have been doing something on his website one time because it's got a certificate of authenticity sticker on it. I've never met him, but this is a Rob Zombie auto. So I got this somewhere. It's got the certificate on the bottom. You can see it. I think it might have been maybe on his site or something one time. I forget. But I mean, I'd be willing to part with this one because I do have his autograph on 2 other items. So if anybody's like a huge Rob Zombie fan, I mean, I don't know. I could do a little trade or maybe sell this if anybody's interested in it. Christina Klebe, speaking of Rob Zombie from Halloween, it says Garrett totally. So this is a cool image of her. She was super nice. I took a picture with her. She was really nice, very talkative. Do I have a binder of photo ops as well? I don't do a ton of photo ops, but the ones I do, I actually have them in frames, and they're going up my staircase. So like in my movie area, there's like a staircase, and I have them up against the wall. So I might have like 20 maybe. So they're all hanging. I know somebody asked that. One of my favorites ever. I met her a bunch of times. Scout Taylor Compton. So this was cool. This was at Horror Hound. I think I got this one. And then Danielle Harris. Look at this one. What a What a cool guy I must have been. Because the thing is, they have pictures, right? Like, so you always look and they always have pictures like, hey, pick one and then I'll sign it kind of thing. I didn't have anything for her to sign. I don't know why the hell I took this one, but this is Danielle Harris. This is Dan. Look at Danielle. Danielle was smoking then, huh? So I met Danielle a bunch of times as well. She was always at Monster Mania forever. I met her at Rock and Shock, Monster Mania, Horror Hound. Like, then I just saw her at Silver Scream. Like, so I met, and I saw her at, Silver Scream 2 years in a row. And if you guys didn't know, I'd done like a little thing with Danielle a couple of years ago where she, I did like a quick little interview thing with her with my phone. And she shouted out the channel. So Danielle's always been pretty cool. Yeah, Danielle and Scout are great. Miko Hughes, I want to play with you, he wrote. So Miko Hughes. This was a big one for me. This was a big one. I was lucky enough to meet David Hess at Rock and Shock. So if you're a fan of Last House on the Left, he wrote on it, "Dear Garrett, piss your pants." David Hess. What an asshole. So that was a big one for me. He didn't do a lot of signings, and he passed away. So yeah, that's a cool one to have for sure. Now this is one of the newer ones I got. I did a video and I showcased this already. But Lauren Lavera from Terrifier. So this is recent. She was probably one of the nicest people I ever met as well. And I wasn't even planning on getting her autograph. So I was at Silver Scream and I was like waiting in line for Eli Roth, and she was next to Eli Roth, and I could just see her, like, she was so nice to everybody. And this was like last year. So this is before Terrifier 3 came out. And I just saw her and I saw her like talking to me. I'm like, wow, she seems really nice. And then I looked at her price and it was like $40. And now $40 is kind of unheard of for a celebrity. And I was like, you know what, $40? Like, that's not bad nowadays. And I said, Terrifier 3 is not out yet. And I said, if this chick blows up, she's young. Well, actually, she's not as young as you think. I think she's like in her 30s or 30. But I was like, you know what? She could be the next Scream Queen. So I'm going to go get her for 40 now. And if she ever blows up and all of a sudden in a year from now, when Terrifier 3 comes out, she's like $80, then at least I scored on the price. And that's what I did. And she was such a sweetheart. She was so nice. And she was joking around with me. She was talking about Jason Patrick and how he had involvement in Terrifier 3 and all this other stuff. So I don't regret getting this. Like I said, you know, most of the autographs in this book, I paid between most of them $20 and $50. Most of them were, now it's like 60 is the norm. But when I saw her dirt cheap like that, I was like, I gotta just get it because I have a feeling she could blow up and be a bigger star. So, and then speaking of that, this was when Terrifier came out. I think this was before Terrifier 2 came out. I think he was at a convention. David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown. And then this was one that was a staple. Like, I needed this as soon as I got into conventions. I was like, I need to meet her. Huge fan, Linda Blair. I love Linda Blair. She's not always the nicest to meet. I met her twice. You know, she's one of those ones that you have to meet her on a good day. She was fine to me, but I know she's got a bad reputation. So I had her, first time I met her, I had her sign this. And the second time I met her, I had her sign a Savage Streets poster the second time. So yeah, this was a long time ago. This was at a convention called Super Mega Fest. I met her for the first time. And then TerraCon, I think I met her again. This is the one I showcased at on my Instagram yesterday. That kind of was the inspiration for this video. And that was the Elvira one that I met at Monster Mania. So I met her and Pee Wee Herman together at Monster Mania that year. And then Stan Lee. I met Stan Lee at Super Mega Fest one year. And I got a photo op with him and stuff. So It's cool to have him. This was, good to have before he passed. Let me see. What? Hold on a second. What up, After Hours? House said, I tried getting David Howard Thornton this weekend or 5 hour. That is freaking insane, dude. I literally walked up to David Howard Thornton's table at the time and had him sign this. No line. So like I said, I think this was like right around the beginning of all this. Oh, Elvira had glass. Wow. So yeah, this was when I met her. It was like, I don't know, 2015 or something. Where the hell did I meet this dude? Monster Mania, I think. And that's Carrie Ells from Saw, from Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think I met him at Monster Mania. And then I met at Monster Mania as well Walter Peck. So Walter Peck from Ghostbusters. He says, "Can you please say the magic word?" Here's some Ghostbusters. So here's a funny story. So I have Winston, Ernie Hudson. So I met him at Monster Mania. And then this signature is Dan Aykroyd. And this was at an event he did at a liquor store promoting Crystal Head vodka. So got that signed, got the Crystal Head vodka, have it displayed here in the house. And then also, whatever this dude's name is, he was the voice of Crypt Keeper. I met him too at Rock and Shock at one point. Forgot what his name is now. This was cool. This guy I don't know if he still does it, but he was free at the time, Adam Green. So signed that for free. And then this is kind of cool. This is Chrome Skull, Nick Principe. This was a movie that I talk about on my channel. If you want to, I said this could have been the next Terrifier. This was kind of ahead of its time. This was hot. This was like really hot at the time. This guy was getting a lot of notoriety. They made a sequel. And then the director died, and it kind of the franchise died a slow death. I would love to see this character come back. I was really into this character. The movie was gory as hell. Yeah, John Kaiser, you're right. What's up, Beyond? But yeah, Adam Green was free. He was doing that for a lot of times. But yeah, Nick Principe played Chrome Skull. This was a movie that was, like I said, really hot at the time. It was kind of like getting into Terrifier territory, and the second one didn't do as good. The director died, and it kind of just the whole franchise died a slow death. But it would be kind of cool to see it come back. This I met. This could have been like Rhode Island Comic-Con or something. But this is Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton. So this is kind of a cool one. Very cool. I like that picture. And then Ash, Bruce Campbell. I met him at Monster Mania. Oh, I don't remember. I met him. Where the heck was I? I don't remember where I met him. Angus Grimm, tall man, rest in peace. Boy, this might have been Monster Mania or something. And then this was this might have been Super Mega Fest. I met Catherine Hammond from Lady in White, from Who's the Boss? Mona. I think I met her at, what'd I say? Super Mega Fest. She was a nice lady. She was old at the time. Now this guy I met twice, Pee Wee Herman. So I met him at Monster Mania once, and I met him at Rhode Island Comic-Con. Rest in peace, PV. Cool picture. I met this guy at Chiller, Tom Noonan. From Monster Squad, from Last Action Hero. Man, I don't know how much more I'm going to get on this. Guys, thank you for being here. We've been an hour in. I've got about 100 people in here. Thank you, guys. It's late. Like I said, I'm sorry if I haven't. What's up, Brian? Brian Goes Blue says that Reagan scared the crap out of Coco. What's up, Coco? So it's funny you say this. Listen to this. I had the opportunity to meet Argento and I didn't do it. Not that. So he was at Monster Mania one year and he was in like his own room. And I had a Suspiria poster I was going to get signed. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get Argento. The line was huge. And I was like, you know what? I'll come back and get him later, blah, 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 blah. And then he bailed like on Sunday. Like I was like, I'll just get him tomorrow where nobody's here. And then they were like, oh, he had to leave. So I was so bummed out that I like waited because I didn't want to wait in lines. And I was like, I'll just get him tomorrow. And then I don't know why, but he ended up leaving early. And I missed him. So talk about a kick in the ass. And then, of course, I was like, I'll get him eventually. He'll come back. He's never come back. I've never had him at a convention ever again. I've never seen him as a guest. So I really do kick myself in the ass for that. And Linda Hamilton did Rhode Island Comic-Con. I don't know if she's normally does conventions. I'm not sure. But yeah, like Argento would have been huge. I had a one sheet of Suspiria and it would have been freaking awesome. I messed up. I was not patient. Guys, I tell you all the time when it comes to physical media, when it comes to this, that patience sometimes is key. And I was not patient that day. And I regret it. Here's another. This was one I got online during the Cobra Kai season because I'm a huge fan. What's this guy's name? Ed Ansner. He passed away recently. And then I got this is another one who passed away. Dutch McQueen, Mr. McQueen there. Chad McQueen from Karate Kid. He passed away. Bobby Ron Thomas from Karate Kid from Cobra Kai says, I could have beat that guy. And then you got get him a body bag. Yeah. He passed away too. Shit. Two of those Cobra Kai guys passed away recently. Sean Cannon, who played Karate's bad boy. I have like a couple autographs from him. What's this dude's name? Help me out. So I was an extra in a movie called holy shit. It was the Vinny Pazienza story. It was called Bleed for This. And I was an extra in the movie. And this dude was one of the main actors in the movie. And they had all these 8x10 signed, and I snagged one on the way out. What's this guy's name? Shit. He was one of the main stars of the movie that I was in. I mean, you can see me for like a second and a half in the movie. But he was one of the main stars, and they had like all these like 8x10s like lined up on a table that you could take when you left if you wanted, and this was the one I grabbed. If anybody can help me out, I forget that guy's name though. Good actor though. Good actor. Aaron Eckhart. That's who it is. Aaron Eckhart. He played Two-Face. Yeah. Him. Yes. What up, Lenny? What's up, brother? Yeah. And then shit, I'm forgetting the names now. This is Lucille from Karate Kid, the mom. And then I did meet this guy too. This was the James. This is an interesting story. I forget his last name. James Hampton, who's so memorable for me as a kid playing the dad in Teen Wolf. Now check out that signature. See how like sloppy it is? So when I met him, this was Rhode Island Comic-Con, I was very excited because Teen Wolf is like one of my all-time favorite movies. So when I saw the dad from Teen Wolf there, yeah, Randy Heller, Lucille, I was stoked. But when I got there, I didn't realize he had Parkinson's, right? And his wife or somebody was with him, and he was very shaky. And I sat down, I had a Teen Wolf shirt on. He kind of was like laughing about it. And, he signed it up. So, and then he passed away not too long after. So it's kind of a very memorable image or in my brain of him signing this. And it kind of made me sad that they had him there because he was not in good shape. He was really not speaking much at all. He was smiling and laughing and shaking hands, and he was, trying to sign the best he could for that. And I mean, I might even have been. She might have even given me this for free. Maybe I don't remember, but I took a picture with him, and I think I paid for the picture. And she's like, "Oh, just keep the autograph because it didn't come out that good. He's just not, doing a good job or whatever." Um, him playing hoops with Boof is golden, guys. You're right, big ideas. Don't foul me! Don't foul me! Um, yeah, so that was a nice experience meeting him before he passed, but it was kind of sad as well. And I was lucky enough to meet Sid Haig a bunch of times. So shit the bed, it says. Shit the bed. Captain Spaulding. I met Boyne, Terry Kaiser. Boyne. This is a newer one. I never got to meet her, but I really, this was one, like, what I'll do sometimes now is I'll go on like the sites of people I don't think I'm gonna ever meet and like do the mail-in orders. Because it's nice because you can like pick your color pen, you can pick your picture, you don't have to wait in line. I mean, you don't get the experience of meeting this person. But sometimes it's a little bit cheaper this way. And I thought maybe if I ever met oh my god, dude. Jenna Ortega, this would be a cool picture for her to sign. So I ended up getting this from a site. Which site was it? I don't know. It says Beckett Authenticated. I don't remember what site this was on, but the chick who played Sam that they fired or whatever. So that's signed by her, and I was like, well, you know what? If I ever met Ortega, that'd be kind of cool to get them both on this. I thought she did a fantastic job. I actually was really, I'm not the biggest Scream fan at all. But I feel like she really won me over on the last one. I wasn't bought on her or sold on her on part 5. Part 6, I was like, okay, she's a good lead. I'm excited to see where this goes. And then they got rid of her. So like, to be honest, because her story was not finished, I'm like, so I have like zero interest in the new Scream movie. For many reasons, but that didn't help, obviously. This was one I was so lucky to meet. This was at Monster Mania. I was lucky. I was very lucky. And that's Betsy Palmer. It says to Garrett, kill mommy, kill Betsy Palmer, Mrs. Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees. This was a big one for me. I got a picture taken with her. She was so nice. So damn nice. Great experience with her. And then, of course, classic, got the D. Wallace on the back. She was super nice as well. So again, as you can see, guys, I got a lot of big wigs, kind of out of the way. And these aren't even showing you my posters and stuff, but this is another one I had a big crush on in the 90s and in the 2000s. Catherine Isabel, Ginger Snaps. So she was nice to meet as well. Another one I had a crush on as a kid, Diane Franklin from Last American Virgin. Says to Garrett, you are my friend with love. Diane Franklin. This was cool too because she had the Better Off Dead clothing, like the big jacket, and she like told me to put it on, and we took a picture. So that was kind of fun. I met her at Chiller Convention. Super nice woman. I bought her book there too, and I think she signed that as well. I met her at this one at Chiller too. Tia Carrere. It says to Garrett, party on. And her name was Cassandra. So this was a big one for me as well. This was one I ordered a long ass time ago. And this was on a website, I think, like way back in the day. And it's Chloe Grace Moretz, Kick Ass. I freaking loved that movie. I loved that movie. Loved that movie when it came out. This is Claudia Wells, aka Jennifer. This is to Garrett. How about a ride, mister? So that was cool. And then I also got to meet Molly Ringwald as well. So I thought this was a nice picture of her. Speaking of Breakfast Club, so I got to meet her as well. Now, I don't know if someone got this for me or if I met her. My friend Tiffany might have got this for me, actually. I don't remember now. Maybe I got this. I don't remember, but it's Tiffany. It says, Garrett, I think we're alone now. Tiffany. I don't remember. I don't really remember meeting her. I may have. I don't recall. This one I met at Chiller Convention, Chiller Theater. And it's Kim Richards from Tough Turf and all those old like Escape from Wish Mountain, The Car. So very, very cool. Just trying to see what she wrote on here. And then Elizabeth Shue. And then I had that authenticated, and I also got her on my poster. Robin Lively. Love Robin Lively. Karate Kid Part 3, Teen Witch. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. So that was a must. I mean, come on now. Come on now. This one I must have got on a website. You know what I was doing during COVID? During COVID, I was buying a lot of shit on sites. I was doing like I would go on these autograph sites because during that time, they were doing a lot of like Cameo and like autographs where they would autograph it for you. And then they do like hey, Garrett, this is so-and-so. And like, it was like this combo thing. So I kind of did a lot of that during COVID. Like I got a bunch of Cobra Kai kids and whatnot. You know, when you're sitting at home and you're like, you know, as soon as you get on the computer and you got nothing to do, you start just buying shit. That's what I was doing. Oh, Brian, you got Robin Lively autograph too? That's awesome. Marky Balboa. So I got Jennifer Love Hewitt. So she's kind of in the news right now because of the movie coming out. But this was one that I grabbed during COVID, during one of those like autograph signings. Amanda Becker. So I love this movie, by the way. And I was lucky enough to meet really early on, right after season 1, Millie Bobby Brown. This was before she really blew up. I met her at Rhode Island Comic Con. But I was kind of bummed because like I got this huge poster, Stranger Things poster. She was kind of like the main front, but she was not signing any outside like posters. She only would sign whatever she had at her table. Like she was very picky about that. Like they're like, oh no, you can only pick one of these 10 items to sign. She won't sign outside stuff. I've never heard of that before. But I mean, she was like a little kid. So I was just like, all right, whatever. But this is before, like right now, I can't even imagine how much it would cost to meet her. This was when she first was like out. So this was like right after they just came out with season 1. So she still was like a pretty decent price. But now, I mean, I can't even imagine what she would go for. A couple $100, I bet. One of the nicest people I've ever met at a convention, still to this day, and I've met her a dozen times, Felissa Rose. It says to Garrett, meet me at the waterfront after the social. Great meeting you at Monster Mania. So this must have been my first time meeting her. I met her a bunch of times since. Here's a pretty cool one. I got this at Ozfest. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Ozfest. This was a band that I really love. The lead singer, super cool. Her name was Maria Brinks. And this is Maria Brinks from a band In This Moment. This was one of them when they first kind of came out. I was really big into them for a long time. And she was a great, great front woman. And she was doing a signing at Ozfest one year, and I had that signed up. I met this woman at Chiller, and this was awesome. This is Deborah from Just One of the Guys. She was William Zabka's girlfriend. And she was also in what else was she in? She was in April Fool's Day too. And look at this. This is another great image picture I chose. It says, "Hey Garrett, so nice to meet you again. This is the second time I met her, and this is Susie Feldman. This was from 2013 at Chiller Theater. So her and Corey had already split at that point. And she was doing conventions on her own. This was Catherine Mary Stewart, Night of the Comet. That's this one. I'm Rhode Island Comic Con. I think I met her. Rhode Island Comic Con. Zach Morris. Got a photo up with him. Mark Paul Gosselaar. So I don't. I'm willing to sell this. So I don't know anything about this show. I know nothing, zero. But I love Tony Hudson. So I don't know anything about the show. You guys might look at it, that's so cool. I have no freaking idea. So as you guys know, I'm a fitness coach, fitness trainer. One of my clients worked for a company that would run conventions. So sometimes what she would do is if she was at a convention, she would say, "Hey, is there anybody here you want me to get their autograph?" And I might say yes. And she got me like the New Day and stuff from wrestling. And one time she came back, she's like, "I got you this." And I was like, "Cool, thank you so much." And in my head, I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. So I don't even know who this guy is. But if anybody is like, "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan," I'm willing to part ways with this. It's a guy from Doctor Who. I don't know who the hell this is. Does anybody know who this person is? But my client got this for me at a convention she was running. So I have no idea who this guy is. But I do know who the guy is in the back. Talk about going back in time. I don't remember what convention this was, but it's Sean Clark. Look at this. To Garrett, happy Halloween, Sean Clark. This was like way before YouTube. I don't even know what convention this was at. One of them. He was always at all the conventions that I was going to back in the day. That's David Tennant. Okay, I don't know. Is that good? Is that good? This one, Jonathan Landis signed this for me. Jonathan Landis sucked to meet, by the way. He was on his phone the whole time, jackass. So this was one of my early conventions that I went to. It was a Rock and Shock. I think it was like the first Rock and Shock I ever went. John Landis was there. I was excited. I'm a big fan of Thriller, American Werewolf. He was on the phone. "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. Signed it, sent me on my way. Oh shit, he was the remake in Friday Night. He played the what's his name there? The Malcolm McDowell character? Oh, interesting. Maybe I do need that to keep that. And then this is another picture from Scout. It's like the first time I think I met Scout. Oh my God, Brody. You got to see Friday Night. The original one's killer. Let's see, guys. I'm kind of moving along here. Let's see what I got here. I have a couple promo things that aren't signed, so I can show those really quick. These aren't signed. These are just promo pics, which I thought were really cool. So they're not autographed, but they're just kind of like lobby card type things for movies. This is a cool one. It's pretty cool. Look at this one. Let me see. That might be it. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So that is my 8x10 movie autographs. Like I said, I've got tons more on figures, movies, DVDs, posters, props, all this other stuff. But when it comes to 8x10s, those are all the movie ones that I currently have that aren't displayed. I have some in frames throughout the house, but Those are just the ones that are in this. And like I said, I filed them in this thing now. They used to be all framed, and now they're in this. And I think it's pretty cool. You know, I store this under this desk on a shelf. I have another one that's full of wrestling stuff. But it's a nice, easy way to kind of access them if you need to. It sucks that they're not displayed. But guys, I don't even know what, like, this literally took up this whole wall back here, and I had to make a choice. So I kind of find it cool this way. But like I said, you know, you have to kind of take it out and look through them. But when it comes to autograph signings, like I said, I'm very picky now. I might go to a convention and get one, maybe two tops. It's expensive. But if there's somebody out there that I really want that I don't have, I mean, I'll spend the money and get it. But you know, it's not like I was back in the day. I don't have to go there and be like, I need all these people, because most likely I have most of them. Let me see. A-Dub says, mine are all in binders. My wife says I can't display any more stuff. Gus, what's up, buddy? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got an autograph from Bill Olson, who played Crew Jones. That's on a poster in my gym over there. So I do have that. Let me see. David Tennant, huh? Okay. But yeah, guys. So again, a different show. Hopefully you guys checked it out, enjoyed it. If you do, let me know in the comments under this video, because like I said, I've got another binder full of wrestling stuff. I've got other things that are signed that I could showcase. But if you want to see more that I didn't showcase here, go check out in my live videos. I can just type in Born2beRad autographs. I did one with Wet Movie 1, Dead Pit, where we showcased some of our cooler autographed items that weren't 8x10s. But I really like to tell the stories, right? Like when looking at these, you get a lot of memories of going to these conventions, chatting with these people. And, you know, as you can see, most of these I had a story for. So they're really embedded in my brain as experiences. And guys, I want to thank you for checking this out. I wanted to do something tonight. Like I said, it's been crazy with work. Expect a cool video this weekend. It's going to bring you back in time, especially if you're around my age, about some nostalgia, some gateway into the genre for me and others, I think, that watch the stuff. And guys, like I said before, best thing you do for this channel, like the videos, comment, watch the videos, and share the videos to your friends, Facebook groups, on your socials, Instagram stories, your YouTube tab. Really will just help the channel out. And guys, thank you so much for checking this out and hanging with me tonight. I apologize that I couldn't get to all the comments, but we will do another one of those videos soon. Subscribe to the podcast, Anchor Bay Archives on all platforms. Subscribe to the Radpack podcast on all platforms and on YouTube as well. Find Anchor Bay Archives on Instagram. Find me at Instagram at Born2beRad. And guys, have a great night. This is Garrett at Born2beRad. And like always, stay